Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome you today to this ribbon-cutting ceremony for the African American Education, Archives and History Program, AAEHP, Traveling Exhibit. During this celebration, during African American Heritage Month, thank you for coming today. It is my pleasure to present our force behind this particular committee. And those of you who know this person know she is a force, a dynamic one. So it's my pleasure to present Mrs. Verna Mitchell, AAEHP Chair for the Traveling Exhibit. She will present the special guest.
I asked them for a stool, but they didn't bring me one. So I'm going to stand to the side. It is my pleasure to present our special guest for this afternoon. These are persons and organizations that play a very important, very instrumental role in the production of this traveling exhibit. And of those persons, I'd like to first of all allow me to be a little partial. My councilman, Zarin Gracie. Would you please bring greetings? And that's District 3.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here. Now, she's standing right here looking at me. One, because y'all know who she is. Two, she's an educator. Three, I'm in a room full of educators. Four, my mom was an educator. My mother-in-law was an educator. My father-in-law was an educator. So I know how to do what the teachers say. So I'm not going to stand up here very long. But I do want to say thank you so much for being here. And it is truly an honor to stand before you. In this Hall of Fame, we enshrine stories, achievements, and invaluable lessons they have imparted. This is more than just a tribute. It's a commitment to preserving and sharing the rich history of African American education. It serves a beacon of inspiration for educators today and tomorrow, reminding us all of the power of education to transform lives. As we cut the ribbon today, let us not only look back with admiration, but also look forward with determination, especially now. May this space inspire continued excellence and innovation in education, and may it remind us all of the vital role educators play in nurturing the minds and hearts of our youth. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to making this vision a reality. Together, let us continue to support and uplift the educators in our community who tirelessly work towards a more equitable and enlightened world. Those are my prepared statements. Now, what I will say is, in Dallas, like no place I've ever been, and I've lived in many places, the educators, whether working or retired, are some of the most active people I have ever encountered. You all do not stop, and I thank you for not just your service in education, but your continued service and example after you all retire. Y'all don't stop. Y'all don't stop talking about these kids. Y'all don't stop educating these kids. Y'all don't stop teaching. So thank you, and continue to do what you all do. God bless each and every one of you today, and thank you for having me.
And I might say that Councilman Gracie invited us here. Okay, and so I thank you for that, and opening City Council flight room to us, parking to us, and just about his office to us. Thank you so very, very much. Also with us today, and we're very, very, very happy to have her here with us. She's someone that I work with in a different role, and that person representing the Dallas Independent School District is Dr. Sharon Quinn. Would you bring us greetings?
I would do anything for this woman right here. Isn't she amazing? I love her so much. It doesn't take long to love her, right? You just get to know her for 5 minutes and you go, I don't know why, but I love you so much. I do. So good afternoon, everyone. Councilman Gracie, thank you so much for the invitation to use this beautiful space. Thank you for everyone who's here. I did not realize that I was coming to Black Excellence in Educational Royalty. It's awesome, and it's just a privilege for me to be here. And so just honored to stand here and to celebrate trailblazers and mentors and champions of education who have not only shaped the lives of countless students. Councilman Gracie talked about that, countless students, but you've shaped the very foundation of all of our communities. And today, it's a privilege to come together in reverence and in recognition of the extraordinary contributions, not only of the educators, but I was reading that we have educational supporters and advocates and influencers who's also been worthy to receive these prestigious awards. And so I appreciate all of you for your dedication and your resilience and your passion. And you've opened so many doors and paved paths, not just for students today, but you're planting seeds for generations to come. I was telling our director back there, I said, Candace, look around. I said, do you see the Black history in this room? Just excellence, and it really is truly an honor to celebrate you. You know, education has always been a powerful tool for change and transformation. Throughout history, African American educators have been at the forefront of change, ensuring that knowledge is both accessible as well as empowering. You have faced challenges with unwavering determination, turning your obstacles into opportunities, and turning your limitations into limitless possibilities for boys and girls. Your impact extends beyond the classrooms of Dallas County. You mold the minds and inspire the future of our leaders, our innovators, and our visionaries. May your legacy serve as a beacon of hope and a reminder that through learning, we empower, we uplift, and we transform lives. Congratulations to all of the inductees, and thank you so much for inviting Dallas ISD to take part of this momentous occasion. You know, it really feels like home when I learned that most of the educators contributed right in Dallas ISD. If you were in Dallas ISD, raise your hand. Yeah, look at it. Wow, and our students, I assure you, our students, our families, our communities are forever grateful. And let us all just celebrate this historic milestone with gratitude and a commitment to preserving and sharing your stories and all of the greatness that you've given to us. Congratulations to everyone who made this event a possibility. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Quinn. And we have, some of you may not know this, I'm going to give you a little history. Many years ago, and I cannot remember the exact number of the exact year, but there were a group of educators that got together in Dallas and formed a bank. This bank was called the Dallas Teachers Credit Union. And the reason for the bank was during the time that it was founded, African Americans were not afforded the best opportunity for getting auto loans, houses, mortgages, and that kind of thing. And so that was a need, and these teachers got together and did that. Two of our members were founding members of that bank. You may recognize the name Ada Williams, Ada Gibson Williams, who served as Dallas Independent School Board parliamentarian for years, and also William Bill Connell. Okay? And so even though the Dallas Teachers Credit Union has become the credit union
So Verna gave us our little history lesson, but it was in 1931 that a group of Dallas educators came together to form the Dallas Teachers Credit Union, and we are proud of that legacy that we have, and we honor that legacy being founded by educators by doing things like this. So when we were approached several months ago about helping bring the mobile exhibit of the African American Educators Hall of Fame to a reality, we jumped at the chance. We knew that it was important to bring these stories of groundbreakers and innovators to the next generation, the next audience of potential inductees in the future. So we are very proud of our friends that are enshrined in the hall today, Ms. Williams and Mr. Cotton, and then of course our friend Verna, who a tip to everyone in this room: you can't say no to Verna. So we're very, very excited to be here and be part of this, and thank you for the opportunity to help bring this to reality. I wanted to take a moment to recognize a couple of the people on the team that have brought this to reality. So we have on our board of directors Dr. Mary Lou Cisneros with us today, so thank you for being here. And then Neil Davidson on our marketing team, who helped tremendously with this project. So thank you very much. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, you've already heard about the exhibit, and that it's housed at the African American Museum in Fair Park. And so we're so happy that they allow that exhibit to be there, and that we also help them out by having visitors to come and actually view that exhibit. And so we have with us our deputy director, Margie Reese. Come and bring the Reese.
Thank you, Ms. Verna, who called me and said, "Are you planning to come to the?" I said, "Yes." I'm Margie Reese. I am the interim executive director of the African American Museum, and joining me is Dr. Delaney, who is our associate director. And we are legacy keepers as well. We certainly are honored to have the collection of photographs from this Hall of Fame, but as you can imagine, thousands of other documents about Dallas history. Dr. Harry Robinson, our founder and CEO, I sent him a note saying, "Well, should I come pick you up?" He said, "No, they need to get used to seeing you." So I do bring greetings from Dr. Robinson as well, as we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the museum. I taught in the Dallas schools the first year of the desegregation order at the, now it's called the Booker T. Washington High School for the Visual and Performing Arts. They gave us 3 years to get our teacher's certificate. I was a theater person, a costumer, and I said, I don't want to do all that. And I stayed and I taught for, I don't know how many years past that. And I've been involved in the arts and arts administration my entire career, and encountered Verna and several other educators, but one of them that I must tell this story was Dr. Ewell, who held us to task as artists in the community. And she said, "You all have a huge platform. You have to use it. You have to talk to children about their history and their culture and about expressing themselves. And I will take nothing short of that." Dr. Ewell came to the Dallas Theater Center one afternoon when we were rehearsing, you may remember this play, Jack Ruby, All-American Boy. And she sat us down in the theater, and she said, "I don't want this story to stop with telling the story about Jack Ruby. I want stories to be told about Black Dallasites." And that helped us to found an organization called the Janus Players. We were a troupe of Black and Latino artists and actresses. And she was a patron of ours for many, many years. So on behalf of the museum, I could talk to you guys all day because, like you mentioned, my mother, my aunt, on and on, were all educators. And they taught us one thing, the words of Frederick Douglass. When you learn to read, You will be a slave no more forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Thank you. And so you have heard from our movers and shakers, those persons that have actually helped this project to come to fruition. And so we want to thank them again so very much. And along with them, I'd like to thank Jamie Schultz, Dallas City Council member, District 11, who's here with us today. I'd like to thank Dr. Candace Grant from the Dallas Independent School District, who's with us here today. And of course, Eddie mentioned Mary Lou, who's here with us today. Mary Lou Cisneros, who's a board member for the Credit Union of Texas. And also Neil Davidson, who assists us so much with the video and just anything, you know. Neil, can we do this? How can we do it? You do, and he does. And so we appreciate them so very much. And of course, Margie mentioned Dr. Delaney, who's always so very helpful to us with the exhibit at the museum and in anything else that we attend. So to all of you, thanks so much for being here. And those of you that have put that extra effort to the program, thank you so very much. And we'll be calling on you again.
Okay, we do have a couple of other persons we'd like to recognize. Cheryl Smith with the Media Metro News. Cheryl Smith. We also have Ken Smith, Dallas, South Dallas Revitalization. Okay, I'd like to recognize some of the sponsors for the oral history summaries. This project contains 183 oral history summaries so far. We'd like to thank Humanities Texas. We'd like to thank the Dallas Foundation, Addy Foundation, and Communities Foundation of Texas. We have with us today some members of the class of 2020 of the Hall of Fame for the African American Education, Archives, and History Program. And I'd like for them to stand as I call your names. Leela Heron, Shirley Fisher, Dr. Robbie Pipkin, Carolyn Thompson. These individuals are featured in our demonstration video. Thank you. On April the 12th, 2025, at the Renaissance Hotel, okay, I'm going by the list. Thanks for telling me. Harnell Williams and Carolyn Bailey. There with the class of 2020. Also on April the 12th, at the Renaissance Hotel on Stemmons Freeway, we will be inducting the class for 2025. And according to the list I've been given, the persons who are with that class who are with us today, we have Dr. Benjamin. Are there others? Others, class, yes, Ms. Morris, Dora Morris. Anyone else from the class of 2025? Okay, congratulations. We look forward to your great day. I will give you the brief purpose for the traveling exhibit. The AAEHP Educators Hall of Fame exhibit is located, as you've heard, at the African American Museum. That address is 3536 Grand Avenue, and it's open Tuesday through Saturday. This exhibit contains photographs and biographical information for the 183 inductees 2002 through 2024. the photographic exhibit of the 2020 class is here, and we'd like to encourage you to take a look at that. What is the purpose of this particular ceremony? We'd like to announce to the public the availability of this exhibit. And we'd like to make the public aware that the traveling exhibit will be available by September 2025. Schools, churches, other entities, and individuals may view this exhibit on the AAEHP website, and individuals may request representatives from AHP to do presentations. As we prepare to view the first phase of the traveling exhibit, again, I would like to thank Mr. Neil Davison and Mr. Eddie O'Neill from the Credit Union of Texas. They worked side by side with us, primarily myself and Loretta Simon and Ms. Verna Mitchell. And Ms. Simon, I'd like to thank you for your technical assistance from AAHP. In the demonstration video, and in the video that is to come, each Hall of Fame member has pathways to the Hall of Fame. That particular segment explains why that person is included in the Hall of Fame. There is a biography. There's an oral history, and some of us probably a little bit biased concerning this element of this particular exhibit, because you have actually primary sources in terms of the actual interviews of the individuals in the Hall of Fame. And for those that are deceased, there are secondary sources. Another individual has done the interview. And there are sample curriculum resources. And this should be invaluable to our teachers and to students. Before we see the demonstration video, Ms. Verna Mitchell has added an element which I will introduce. I'd like to ask Ms. Alfrelyn Josette Curl Roberts to come forward. I know all of her name because of reason. She's going to do a rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing for us. So, Ms. Roberts.
Rejoice. was the administrative assistant to Dr. Frederick Todd. So he taught me quite a bit on how to be an area superintendent, because he wanted me to take his place when he retired. But it didn't happen that way. I became the area superintendent of the magnet programs and the comprehensive and alternative programs.
Yes. Okay.
I'll come back over here.
I'd like to thank you for your attendance today. Thanks to the City of Dallas for providing this lovely space. I'd like to again thank the Credit Union of Texas for sponsoring this traveling exhibit. And I want to call your attention to a sheet you've been given, which is the fact sheet concerning information about the traveling exhibit and also how you can schedule the traveling exhibit. Okay, our good friend and supporter, Ms. Norm Adams Wade, is here.
Also the president of the Dallas Retired Teachers,
The president of the retired teachers,
Cynthia Bowles.
Cynthia Boland. Yes. Good afternoon. You've been a great audience, and please go see the exhibit at the African American Museum at Fair Park, 3536 Grand Avenue. And in anticipation, put September the 2025 on your calendar. That is the projected date when the complete traveling exhibit will be available for your use. Thank you again.